And I'm joined now by Tammy Hannah. I like to call you the heart and soul of origami.
Thank you for that.
What a journey it has been for you and the lives that you have touched and helped and changed. What does that feel like having a vision and a passion and really turning it into a reality?
Oh, that's overwhelming. I mean, I'm just full of gratitude, and I immediately think about all the people I get to do that with,
Yes.
that help to make it possible, and have had a lot of exciting rewards along the journey and a lot of memories to reflect on. We've come a long way over origami's almost 30 years.
Isn't that hard to
It
believe?
is. I have to keep
When I
reminding
was doing my
myself.
research, I said 30 years. Did you start when you were 10? Like, I couldn't
Yes.
believe it. I know. Wow. And I have had some friends who have gone through some injuries and who have come to origami and come through beautifully. And really, you save lives. And you save the family. That's the hope in all of this.
It's so true. The family has always been the point
Mhm.
of the team. We have to have the families involved in the journey, because they know that individual and they can help us, particularly for those individuals, the clients that we're serving that may not be able to remember who they were prior to their injury, depending on how significant they were injured. But family makes it all the more special, and I think adds so much to the ultimate outcomes for that individual's life.
Truly, because it's you look at it as a unit, right? It's just
Absolutely.
not parts. It's all together and how you can make that work. So July is Disability Pride Month, and I like that because we're aware of people going through struggles, but how do they find pride and hope and confidence in their lives when they're either going through the struggle or have been on the other side of their recovery?
Oh, well, first off, there are so many celebrations every month, all through the year, right? I love this one. Disability Pride Awareness is so near and dear to my heart. Individuals, I look at disability as a human experience. It is what makes humans diverse. Nobody's perfect,
Oh,
and we
no.
know that no matter how hard some of us might try,
Right.
we're not perfect. And there's a lot sometimes that's even unseen and often unseen.
Very often unseen.
And so we need to make sure we're recognizing and celebrating those disabilities in so many different people, in ourselves and in others, whatever it might be. So I love that. The other part of it is it really just directly connects with why origami exists. We're all about creating opportunities and transforming lives, maximizing people's potential. So I see disability pride as being just being able to look at the potential, see the strengths, not focus on those challenges or the things that a person can't do. So it's really maximizing abilities. What can they do well? What do they want to be able to do? What are their goals? And how can we best help them do that? And that is where the pride comes in of just that's how we just the world goes around, right, with the diversity, how we're all very different, but recognizing that it's not a terrible thing, it's a hard thing depending on the significance of the disability, or which may be something someone's born with, maybe an injury, an illness, all the way to disabilities that come with aging population, right? So it's the full spectrum of life. It can impact any one of us at any time. And we have to find ways to celebrate those baby steps of progress along the therapy journey.
Then that was my next question I wanted to tell you because it's celebrating those small steps, those quiet moments to give hope, to give someone like I can do this. And I think the memory loss part is probably one of the
Yeah.
biggest struggles. But your therapist and the people that you have working for you, to be able to take a look at that whole person and help them grab onto things.
Absolutely. It's all about the whole person and really looking, because a therapist can do their evaluation, their interview questions, and get to know the person. But it really doesn't matter what that therapist thinks they should work on. It's all about what that client and their family really wants to be able to work on. And I think the important piece is, I think there's an assumption that it's always the severe disabilities, right? And it's not always. Sometimes it is an athlete who comes to us just their whole identity is wrapped up into this sport and they can't play it because of an injury, a post-surgical, need for therapy before they can go back out on the court or the field. Or it could be the complete opposite of somebody is born with cerebral palsy and their family is lost and has no idea how they're going to navigate their path forward. And those are the combination of the wide array of the different individuals that we have the opportunity of serving at Origami that really keeps our eyes wide open to remembering everybody's an individual. Everyone has their own story. You can't judge a book. You can't just go by the evaluation indicators, because it comes down to resilience and awareness and engagement. So we love that. And we love partnering with clients and families on that journey.
Successful in that, because people, disability, no disability, they want to be seen, they want to have value, they want to feel like they belong. And having this month just to maybe have people look at it differently, or when they see someone with a challenge, like how to approach that. And would you say that the most important thing is kindness?
Hands down, kindness and understanding. I always say, you don't know that person's story. I think it's human nature to judge quickly. Why is that person driving so slowly? Why is that person walking so slowly when everybody else is trying to hustle by them? Don't they know? Everyone has a story, and if we can just stop and realize that, and that story may be they're just having an off day. It doesn't necessarily mean more than that, but if we can just show kindness, I think it would just be a kinder world in many ways, right? But that accessibility component is a critical piece for individuals with disability. In particular, just recognizing how accessibility throughout our buildings, the community, wherever individuals go, we need to be thinking broadly of different individuals, whether they're able-bodied, in a wheelchair, whatever it might be. We need to think, what can accommodate that? Sensory overload. You wouldn't know if somebody has sensory overload until they're overloaded. So how do we establish our surroundings in a way that's thoughtful and kind to the individuals, depending on what their needs are?
Right. And because we've come such a long way with America, with Disabilities Act, with the Act, and making sure that businesses are held accountable and to that standard, because many of us don't think about a world that has, but that has come a long way, and we're grateful for that. And your clients are grateful for that.
Absolutely. It has come a long way.
All right. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Oh, my pleasure, Sheri.